Hi guys, how are you? Oh, thank you so much for your overwhelming support. And yes, my name is Lizzie. I'm coming up again with so exciting news today. So I'm talking about the 407 visa, and with me here is a laptop. So in case you keep on seeing me checking down and up, it's just because I'm working on a laptop. So guys, I think I've been talking so much about this visa, and I have two parts in this video today. So the first part is an explanation of what this visa is, and then next part is how can we help you to get this visa in Australia, because yeah, you need someone to help you to apply. You need a sponsor to get your work and all that. So yes, you also need a lawyer. So for the first part, I will start. I've logged into the Immigration Home Affairs account, and for the 407 visa, this visa allows you to take part in workplace based occupational training activities to improve your skills for your job. So if previously you've started something, or you're working in a certain field of your skills and occupation, then you can actually come here to improve the skills that you have now, so to just better it up. So field of expertise or in any professional development training program in Australia. So it is so wide. You can come here to improve your professional development in terms of whatever you are doing now from your country. So with the eligibility, or just an overview of this visa, you can stay in Australia temporarily for 2 years, and yeah, the cost of immigration fee is 325 Australian dollars. And with this visa, Australia to complete a workforce, yeah, I think I've said about what it is. Okay, and the requirement for this visa is you need to be sponsored for you to actually apply for it. So you cannot just apply it by yourself. No, you need someone to sponsor you. Okay, and the eligibility, of course, you need to be 18 years and above, and have this visa. You can travel in Australia at any time. You need to meet health requirements and character requirements. This by providing anything that they will be asking you during the process to actually explain that you meet the health and the character requirements. You also need to have adequate health insurance. If you're coming here for 2 years, you will need to buy a health insurance that will cover your stay here in Australia. So before you launch your visa, you will need that. And again, on the Home Affairs page, Home Affairs, they've explained how you can actually process from 1, 2, 3 to the visa outcome. So this is something I can advise you guys to go and check about it. So this visa, just to simplify, is a training visa that allow you to come to Australia to sharpen your skills. So you can come here and enroll on a short course as you work. You can enroll maybe on a certificate 3, certificate 4, a diploma, just a training, you know, I don't think, yeah, something like that. So a cheaper program. And so that is where now we come into when I'm going to explain about the part 2. So I'll be taking you along with me to the second part, which is the exciting part of me talking about this today. So I am partnering with an amazing organization here that can help you apply for this visa in Australia. To start with, I'm not a qualified lawyer to actually give you this form of knowledge, or yeah, but I can share with you the information because yeah, I'm aware and I'm trained, and you can also go and do more research. So I'm partnering with an amazing team that can help you, sponsor you to come to Australia to work here on these 407 as you sharpen your skills in whatever the training or professional you have at the moment. So I will just go direct because I don't want this video to be so long and tiring and all that. So with what we'll be doing, so my role on this application is just to let you know the requirements that they need, and also to communicate to you. I'm just here to sell them out, you know, to communicate to you about the documents, to make sure that I gather all the requirements, and then organize the Zoom call so that we are on the same page. So along we'll be interacting on the Zoom calls and all that. So you need to be posted for you to be able to actually navigate around when we are doing this process, because sometimes you will need to have an interview, and I will be communicating with you so that to make sure that you are doing as it is required. So for the first phase of the application form, I will be providing immediately you meet the requirements, and I'll be giving you the form definitely to fill in. It is an enrollment form. So what are we looking for in terms of documents? So I will need an updated resume. Some people call it a CV, or yes. And I will also need a copy of your birth certificate, national police check. If you completed year 12, or some people call it form 4, yes, it is a requirement, and I will need that. I will also need some qualification. If you have anything, a certificate, you have a diploma, you have a bachelor's, whatever you have that you can actually provide to me, that would be awesome. And a copy of your passport. So these are the things that I'll be taking in to make sure that you have provided me with this. And on additional, we will be needing English language proficiency. So with the English, we are looking at something from 5. If you get 5.5, that is fine. So yeah, we will be looking for the English qualification. You can do PTE, you can do IELTS, you can do TOEFL. There's so many, but yes, just make sure at least you get something good. And yeah, you will get a certificate that you will hand it to me when you're submitting all other resume documents with your resumes, as I mentioned before. And on this form, on the enrollment form, we will be filling in your emergency contact. If your emergency contact is your parent, is your whoever it is, your children, maybe your partner, whoever it is, we will be needing that again. And you'll need to provide the relationship between you and the emergency contact. And for the section 4, you need to state all health or medical details. So in case you have any allergies, you have any form of just medical issues that you want to let us know, it will be so good that you mention. This could be physical disability, it could be mental health illness, it could be visual impairment, it could be hearing impairment, it can be anything, speech impairment, just anything, asthma, whatever you know of. So on the section 5, it's the consent. You need to give us the consent to actually proceed and apply for the immigration agent for visa processing process. So you need to consent us to do this. You know, we respect your decision. If you say no, we won't do anything. We will make sure that we respect whatever your decisions are. So you will have to fill this form, and definitely the first part is you're filling in your personal details, your preferred name. If for instance some people are called a certain name by by birth, but they would prefer you to call them a certain name, so that is what we call preferred name. You will also fill in residential address and date of birth and gender. Yeah, these are the information we will need from you. So that is the first part of the enrollment form and how it looks like. So when you follow me or when you come to me, this is a form that you will actually receive from me before or after our first conversation. So let's go to the second part of this whole enrollment. So there's some requirement of you to make some payments, because yes, we are working with the sponsors here in Australia, and we are also working with immigration lawyers that will be carrying the process along. And you also need to be aware that this process will be costing you roughly about 13,675 Australian dollars. It's close to 14,000 Australian dollars. So with this visa, it is actually a 2 years visas duration, that you'll come to Australia to work as you study, as you sharpen your skills. You do those short trainings, as you know, you sharpen your skills for 2 years. With this visa, you can actually renew after the 2 years. You can process and again get another 2 years. If you're doing if your profession is in line of the skills that they're looking here in Australia, you can also proceed and apply for permanent residency, but that is something for future, not at this beginning stage. So yeah, the process is a little bit costly. It will cost you, but it's not so much compared that you're coming to work in Australia and you'll get paid, you know, good money per hour. So this is just little money when you get here. Anyway, for the first payment, because around the 13,675 is broken into small installment payment, where that you have the stage 1 where you need to pay 2,000 Australian dollars. So with the 2,000 Australian dollars, you'll be paying this to our sponsors, not to me, not to the lawyers, to the sponsors who are getting you the job, who will be getting you the trainings if in case you need these trainings. Yeah, so they will be guiding you. So they are the sponsors. Again, after the $2,000, we will have 5 working days of assuring to invite the candidate to join program. Okay, cool. So after you pay the $2, they will give you around 5 days, and then you can actually get into the Zoom meeting within this time and talk about yourself. They will check your CV, and then they will give you a go. So if they at this point they feel like, oh wow, this is someone that we're looking, this is who we want, then they will give you a go. So with the stage 2, after the interview, you know, after the first interview that you do with the sponsors, because the sponsors want to make sure they're bringing in Australia people that are actually the best, because they are getting you guys to come and work here to some of organization. It could be educate, it could be whatever it is. So they need to make sure that they also keep the reputation by bringing in people who are good workers. So they will have to conduct the interview. Then after the interview, wow, now we proceed to the lawyers. This is when we need the immigration lawyers. So with the immigration lawyers, this is a stage 2. They need to verify all the requested documents, because they need to check whatever they had asked previously you have provided. So with the lawyers, you will pay them 5,000 Australian dollars. So this money you pay directly to them, to the lawyers that will be working with. Okay, so and if they're fine and they feel like whatever you've provided is good, then you will have to pay $325 for your visa application. This goes directly to the Department of Immigration. So that is the money you pay to the immigration for them to process your visa. So the process of this visa varies, and it all depends. So at that point, it will be you with the lawyers and the sponsors, because they'll be guiding you. And yes, I will still be there just to make sure that everything is okay, because from the word go, I know that you guys have trusted me, and at least you know me. So I'll make sure that I'm still there to follow up on whatever the application or the processes that we will be having. Anyway, and so after the stage 2, where you've paid the lawyer and you've lodged the visa, you will have to again pay upon the visa grant. When you get the visa grant, you will pay $4,000. So this is, they've put it into installments so that, you know, it is also workable for you. you can start it, and as you go, you make sure that actually you are providing these requirements in terms of payments. So this one, the $4,000, you will pay it upon the visa grant, and then you will have to now get the contract and the letter of invitation. So when they're giving you the letter of invitation, this one, you will pay $2,350. This one can be the $2,350 can be paid in installment during your stay in Australia. Wow, that is easy. Wow, that is nice, isn't it? So during your Australian stay, you will need to pay your own tuition fee. If you're enrolling for certificate 3, it can cost you about $1,900. That is not too bad, and that goes for a year, a whole year program. So you can pay 1,900 just to keep on sharpening your skill, because as we've said early, this visa, you are coming to Australia to sharpen your skill, to gain more experience, to be a better person than you are today. So wow, it looks like it's too much, but to be honest, it is not, because look, you're paying into bits, and an accumulation of it will be 13,675 Australian dollars. So if you're looking forward to moving to Australia in this sort of like 407 visa, you are so welcomed to reach out to me. My phone number on WhatsApp number, you can get it on my YouTube here on the bio. And yes, if you feel you are good to go with the information that I've just provided here, I think that would be so awesome. So just to clarify, especially when it comes to payment, because I know most of people tend to get confused. So you will need to pay 2,000 at the first initial stage. After the 2,000, our sponsors who you're paying this money will get you all the requirements and check and do the interview. And if they feel like you're not a good, you don't fit this, then they will be like, we're so sorry, here's your money. No. Okay, so after that, you pay the 5,000 to the lawyers, and this one goes directly to the immigration lawyers, because we need them to process this visa, and that is one of the requirements for the application for this visa. Again, you need to pay for the $325 to lodge your visa. That goes to the immigration directly. Upon visa grant, after you get your visa, after you receive your visa, you will pay $4,000. So this one is paid immediately you get your visa. When you get your visa, welcome to Australia, you pay $4,000. So after the $4,000, then there's a very good negotiation, because with the $2,350 that you're going to pay later when you receive the letter of invitation, that one you can pay while you're here in installment. So let me know what you're thinking about this on the comment section. This is one of the things I've always looked forward to doing it. And of course, yes, I'm so available to be helping you and to be partnering with this amazing team here in Australia. We will be looking forward to contacting some Zoom call and meetings, just to make sure that we help you guys to understand more, in case you are still lagging behind and you're not so sure of what and when things that should be done. So yes, thank you so much for your time. And again, 407 training visa is just so easy to get. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and let me know what you're thinking about this channel. We are growing.